Hello internet family, Dan here from DansTube.TV, and today I have my GoPro Hero 7 White review after the 1080p update. Should you buy this camera after the most recent updates? Is it worth your time, or are there better cameras out there on the market at a fraction of the price? I will have a few Amazon links in the description below to check out the Hero 7 White on Amazon, and also a few other action cameras that I recommend, or just ones that I think you should look into. So those links will be below, so click on them and check out the availability and price for your country. The first thing that I want to acknowledge is the insane response on my original Hero 7 White review. It's just about to hit 150,000 views, so if you haven't seen that one, there will be a card that pops up on the screen, so make sure to check that out, and let's bump it up to 150,000 views. That's insane. Now, originally I said that I just was not happy with this camera. I mentioned all the positives and I mentioned what I was happy about, but I was not happy with the Buggy user interface, and I was absolutely appalled by the limited aspect ratio of 4:3 with 1440p. So a lot of people were on my case about saying, well, it's 1920 by 1440, you can just crop it to 1080. And since the update, people are saying, this is a 1080p camera, what do you want about? But when this was originally announced and originally released, it didn't have 1080p, and it didn't have the 16:9 aspect ratio that you would expect to see on YouTube or most other social networks out there. I've recently received an influx of comments on the previous video asking me what action camera I would recommend, and there's also a lot of comments about this new 1080p update and whether I'd now recommend the Hero 7 White to the budget consumers out there. Now, to address the first point, I genuinely do believe that the Yi 4K is the best, hands-down budget action camera on the market. I will have a link in the description below to check it out on Amazon, like I mentioned, and I also do have a review of this that will pop up on the screen somewhere now. But honestly, the Yi 4K is a remarkable budget camera that shoots in 4K and has a variety of features and options that are not even available on the Hero 7 White, and it's a fraction of the price of the Hero 7 White. So the Yi 4K is highly recommended. The one thing is, it isn't waterproof, so you need to buy the waterproof case, which you can actually add on when you purchase it through Amazon, so it's an easy fix. The other camera I guess I would recommend would be the GoPro Hero 2018. The only reason I'd recommend this is because you can actually update the firmware to make it a Hero 5 Black. I personally haven't done this, but I've heard that it's a very easy process, and it actually makes it a 4K camera at that point. And the Hero 5 Black was a pretty good camera, so honestly this is a pretty good trade-off, buying a lower end budget camera and then updating it to the Hero 5 Black. The only downside is that I'm assuming this would void your warranty, and it's probably a little bit risky, but I mean, if you're willing to do that, that's just another thing to mention for you guys. Now moving back to the Hero 7 White, since the 1080p update, there are definitely a few things that I absolutely love about this camera. The first thing is the stabilization. It's fantastic, and it's something that you can't really get on competitors' cameras at that price range. So very impressed with the stabilization. I was also impressed with the audio quality, which is definitely quite usable and a lot better than previous GoPro models and competitors on the market. I also like the color science. It's a relatively nice color, and the camera quality or the video quality is decent as well from the Hero 7 White. I really wanted to like the updated user interface. It has a simplistic design, but the problem is it's just extremely buggy, and there's just so much interference all the time when you're trying to use it. It just doesn't seem to do what you want it to do, and GoPro is normally known for quite an easy user interface, or at least a responsive user interface, so this is still a problem with the Hero 7 White. Even after the updates, it's still quite a buggy interface, but everything else since the update has been pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same camera that I reviewed a few months ago, but now it has the 1080p option. So you can actually choose within the camera either 1440p or 1080p, and the 1080p is shooting 16:9, so you do get that widescreen aspect ratio, meaning that you don't have to really crop the image or do anything in post-production, which is something that a lot of people really wanted. I also really love the variety of accessories that are available for the Hero 7 White. It has the same body as the other models, so basically all of the accessories work, which is fantastic. And also the body is waterproof straight away. You don't have to have a case on it, and it's just waterproof straight out of the box down to 10 meters, which is just a really handy thing to have on an action camera. I've definitely noticed that when I've gone through the comments, there are a lot of people that are hesitant to get a no brand action camera, and they really just want to have a GoPro. So if you don't have too much money and 1080p is good enough for you, then this camera probably is going to do the right thing for you. It's a decent little action camera. Besides those limiting aspects of the Buggy interface and the fact that it can only really shoot 1080p, you can't have 2.7K, you can't have 720p, limited slow-mo options, and definitely no 4K options. So a little bit of a limited action camera, but I am impressed by the stabilization and the audio, which is a massive plus. And now that it has 1080p, the video quality is definitely usable and easy for pretty much anyone that wants to pick this up and take it on a family holiday, or just use it for some basic 1080p footage. So yes, I guess it would be worthwhile now if this is kind of what you're looking for and you don't have much money to get something else, then sure, pick up the Hero 7 White. I'm sure it'll do a decent job for you, but if those limiting factors do turn you off, then check out the Yi 4K. That thing is ridiculously amazing, and I swear by that thing. It's fantastic. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as I will have a lot more awesome, exciting, extravagant content on the channel. Make sure to have a great day, and peace out.